The Prelude by William Wordsworth. Book 8. With deep devotion, nature, did I feel, in that enormous city's turbulent world of men and things, what benefit I owed to thee, and those domains of rural peace, where, to the sense of beauty, first my heart was opened, tract more exquisitely fair than that famed paradise, often thousand trees, or Gehol's matchless gardens, for delight of the Tartarian dynasty composed, beyond that mighty wall, not fabulous, China's stupendous mound, by patient toil of myriads, and boon nature's lavish help. There, in a clime from widest empire chosen, fulfilling, could enchantment have done more? A sumptuous dream of flowery lawns, with domes of pleasure sprinkled over, shady dells for eastern monasteries, sunny mounts with temples crested, bridges, gondolas, rocks, dens, and groves of foliage, taught to melt into each other their obsequious hues, vanished and vanishing in subtle chase, too fine to be pursued, or standing forth in no discordant opposition, strong and gorgeous as the colors side by side, bedded among rich plumes of tropic birds, and mountains over all, embracing all, and all the landscape endlessly enriched with waters running, falling, or asleep. But lovelier far than this, the paradise where I was reared, in nature's primitive gifts, favored no less, and more to every sense delicious, seeing that the sun and sky, the elements and seasons as they change, do find a worthy fellow laborer there, man free, man working for himself, with choice of time and place and object, by his wants, his comforts, native occupations, cares, cheerfully led to individual ends or social, and still followed by a train, unwooed, unthought of even, simplicity and beauty and inevitable grace. Ye, when a glimpse of those imperial bowers would to a child be transport over great, when but a half-hour's roam through such a place would leave behind a dance of images that shall break in upon his sleep for weeks, even then the common haunts of the green earth and ordinary interests of man, which they embosom, all without regard, as both may seem, are fastening on the heart insensibly, each with the other's help. For me, when my affections first were led from kindred, friends, and playmates, to partake love for the human creature's absolute self, that noticeable kindliness of heart sprang out of fountains, there abounding most where sovereign nature dictated the tasks and occupations which her beauty adorned. And shepherds were the men that pleased me first, not such as Saturn ruled mid Latian wilds, with arts and laws so tempered that their lives left, even to us toiling in this late day, a bright tradition of the golden age. Not such as, mid Arcadian fastnesses sequestered, handed down among themselves felicity in Grecian song renowned, nor such as, when an adverse fate had driven from house and home the courtly band whose fortunes entered, with Shakespeare's genius, the wild woods of Arden, amid sunshine or in shade, culled the best fruits of time's uncounted hours, ere Phoebe sighed for the false Ganymede. Or there, where Perdita and Florizel together danced, queen of the feast and king, nor such as Spenser fabled. True it is that I had heard, what he perhaps had seen, of maids at sunrise bringing in from far their May bush, and along the streets in flocks, parading with a song of taunting rhymes, aimed at the laggards slumbering within doors. Had also heard, from those who yet remembered, tales of the maypole dance, and wreaths that decked porch, doorway, or kirk pillar, and of youths, each with his maid, before the sun was up, by annual custom, issuing forth in troops to drink the waters of some sainted well, and hang it round with garlands. Love survives, but for such purpose flowers no longer grow. The times, too sage, perhaps too proud, have dropped these lighter graces, and the rural ways and manners which my childhood looked upon were the unluxuriant produce of a life intent on little but substantial needs, yet rich in beauty, beauty that was felt, but images of danger and distress, man suffering among awful powers and forms. Of this I heard, and saw enough to make imagination restless, nor was free myself from frequent perils, nor were tales wanting, the tragedies of former times, hazards and strange escapes, of which the rocks immutable and overflowing streams, where'er I roamed, were speaking monuments.